Back on the Nation at 5 on this very special edition as we stay on the course towards the Kartavya Path being inaugurated and committed to public by the Prime Minister in a short while from now. But before that, it's going to be the unveiling of the Netaji Subhash Bose statue right behind India Gate, at India Gate. From there is where the Kartavya Path will start. Joining us now is Chandrachud Ghosh, author of Bose, The Untold Story of an Inconvenient Nationalist. He's also co-author of Conundrum, Subhash Bose's Life After Death, and that he's co-written with Anuj Dhar. They're all part of this team mission Netaji. Uday Mahurkarji is with us. He's also CIC and also author of the book Veer Savarkar. Sardar R.P. Singh of the BJP with us. And we have Ravi Bhatt, historian, also joining us this evening. Namaste, gentlemen, and I'm hoping we'll have Srijit Panikkar, who's there in the thick of all the action on Kartavya Path in some time. Srijit is also a good friend, but today we're talking Netaji. Are you looking forward to that Molpan Chandrachud Ghosh? Is this perhaps befitting tribute to the man who perhaps took the most hardened stand of all, where he said we need to fight for an Azad Hind? And he said, let's go about building an army. No matter what it takes, I will go ahead and do it.
Very much, Anand. I think this event today, this step, this initiative by the government is, in my opinion, a game changer. And it is not only a befitting tribute, recognition of the personality and his contribution, but also it's an initiative, a start to change the narrative that India won her freedom through non-violence movement. And which for 7.5 decades brushed under the carpet. The role of the INA and the sailors of the Royal Indian Navy who mutinied, who put their lives at risk, put everything at risk and fought for which hastened the exit of the British Raj. Obviously, the British would have gone sometime or the other, but it could have taken 5 more years, it could have taken 10 more years. But it was primarily because of the INA trials, the Royal Indian Navy and Royal Indian Air Force, that tempo that was built up when the British Raj really finally realized that they had lost the loyalty of the Indian soldiers. They could now no more put their faith, their trust on the Indian soldier. So they had to pack their bags and go then. So that's the reason why by early 1947, Clement Attlee had to decide that they had to leave by June 1948. Okay. So that setting a time frame so quickly, so fast, was the result of this. So on one hand is the vast contribution of Netaji, his leadership, his personality, his towering personality, all that is on one side. On the other side is the culmination of that, the next phase, where he really gives that final push to the empire. Yes. The British Raj crumbles. And today, by unveiling the statue there at the heart of the seat of political power, the heart of the capital of the country, I think Prime Minister Modi wants to make a very, very important statement that we are also changing the narrative.
Well, the statue has been placed there. It is now being correctly erected and it's good so that it's given a certain set of permanency so that we've got that sneak peek of that visual, and seeing that itself is giving me goosebumps. That's what it's doing. Srijit Panikkar, Udayji, just allow me 2 minutes. Let me just go to Srijit. He's on ground. So Srijit, how is the atmosphere there at Kartavya Path? How is it looking?
Yeah, it's very noisy here, so I'm not sure whether I've heard your question right. But, we are all thrilled, super excited to be here on this day, this historic day in the making. And I'm glad to be joined by my colleagues in Mission Netaji. Mr. Vishal Sharma is right here. Netaji, Blazer. And so is Sayantan Dasgupta, the one who conceptualized Mission Netaji. We are super excited, and it's good to see that 2 events are being clubbed here. So it's a mass gathering here. Super excited to be here today.
Well, we've got the interrupted video, but whenever you're getting the video, it's looking good. You're right. On the other side of India Gate, where they're actually installing the statue. So from a distance, have you got a glimpse? How is it looking? How is Netaji looking there?
I hope you can catch a glimpse of Netaji there, although only very minimalistically.
Yes, I can see it between the India Gate.
Massive structure, I can tell you that. Yeah, that's probably the first visuals before it is being inaugurated. Yeah.
So just ask your colleagues at Mission Netaji. I said Vishalji is also there with you. What is the feeling?
So this is like a dream come true. We never
Well, I have a poor audio stream with them. So Srijit, what we're trying to do is, I know you're live there. We're trying to get you on the phone and get them to get your thoughts from them, because once again, crowd will start coming in, the jammers will get in place, so then communication will get a little disrupted. But then it's a historic moment for a lot of people. Udayji, there are many who are saying, "Kaun si gulami hai? Kya shed kiya hai?" It's all just optics. The Trinamool Congress is turning around, has made some comments there. Sardar RP Singh, would you like to take that? It's all mere optics. What have you changed? You're trying to appropriate Netaji. राजपथ से कर्तव्य पथ करने से कौन सा गुलामी का माइंडसेट छूट जाएगा? There are voices in the opposition who are saying that. How do you want to respond?
इन लोगों को colonial राज में ही रहना है. उनके लिए कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But they don't know Rajpath was king's way earlier, and there was a statue with Netaji statue to place. There used to be King George V statue there. So 1960 replaced in 1968 they moved it. So for them it was the one dynasty, one family, one British Raj, colonial Raj to the dynasty family, two dynasty. But today it is people's Raj. And then when you say people's Raj, I mean that's why it's Kartavya path. You are answerable to people, you are answerable to society, you are answerable to countrymen. And that's why Kartavya path is a very right name, very appropriately picked by the Prime Minister himself. So instead of Rajpath, which refers to the colonial past, the king's way, we are here at the 2022 on the 75th year of independence. On our duties, what are our responsibilities as countrymen, as people who are governing this country, people whom we elect, and the Prime Minister, the President, the Cabinet, was their duty towards the countrymen. That's more important.
Right. Udayji is through with us. Udayji, through COVID, they said, why Central Vista? Money is being wasted there. Then they turned around and said, why the national emblem, the bronze statue, the lines look different. Now they are saying you are appropriation of Netaji is happening, and this renaming is not going to, does not mean colonial mindset. And what kind of gulami? 70 years, 75 years after independence, why is this entire talk about gulami? India has done so much. It's not a symbol of gulami, it's our celebration of our freedom.
You see, today is a great day in the history of independent India. And I am reminded of one conversation between Prime Minister Attlee and the then acting governor of West Bengal, P.V. Chakravarti, which happened in 1956, which is mentioned in the history of Bengal by R.C. Mazumdar. Attlee had come to India. He was no more the Prime Minister. He was living with Governor Ghosh. And they happened to speak to each other on a cup of tea, and Ghosh was very keen to know that what was the pressure which compelled the British to leave this country in 1947. Because he said after 1942, Congress had failed to build any pressure on the Britishers for them to leave this country. Attlee avoided answering this question initially, but then when Ghosh was, Chakravarti, P.V. Chakravarti was unrelenting. That time, then he answered the question. He said that Subhash Chandra Bose and his INA, the pressure created by Indian soldiers who were coming back from the Second World War, and the Navy mutiny of 1946, which started from the Mumbai dock, were the chief reasons for the Britishers to leave this country. Chakravarti asked him one more question. He said, then what was the role of Congress and Gandhiji? Chakravarti says that his lips were twisted and he said minimal. Now this is coming from the person who gave us freedom. So, you know, when you know this history, then and then you can appreciate the importance of what is happening today. Secondly, this, there is a longer and larger vision behind this. When Chief Minister Modi was in Gujarat, in 2003, he went to Zurich and brought back the ashes of Shyamji Krishna Verma, one of the greatest patriots of this country. who was unrecognized. And mind you, Jawaharlal Nehru had gone and met him in Zurich in 1930. I think the very year he died. So why did it take India 73 years to bring his ashes from Zurich? So those who don't understand the meaning, those who don't have a sense of pride, only they will raise questions on what is happening today. So Netaji today gets his due, which he did not get for so many years. But then history is not, history is not a friend of anybody.
Ji.
History has to come out before the nation. And that thing has started. And one more thing.
Ji.
Today's step is a step in the direction of Atmanirbhar Bharat. It is very important. You see, it's a sense of pride which Indians need to discover to realize their true potential and make the kind of India Mr. Modi is dreaming in 2047. So those who are trying to mock what is happening today, they are totally out of sync with the mood of the people, with the mood of the nation.
True. Raviji?
One more thing, two more things I would like to add here.
Ji,
Two
okay.
more things I would like to add here.
Please complete and then Raviji, please.
APJ Abdul
your
Kalam.
thoughts, yeah, Udayji, please complete.
Two things. Let me finish.
Ji.
You see, APJ Abdul Kalam had once said that India is a country with culture and history which is thousands of years old. It has got millions of people. Therefore, it should not get overawed by those nations whose history is only a few hundred years old and which comprise only a few crore people.
Right.
Bhagat Singh diary revealed a quote from Savarkar that it is more difficult to shake off the chains of cultural slavery than political slavery. So those who are opposing this don't know the importance of today's event. Anand.
Correct. So the significance you have underlined beautifully. Raviji, how would you want to add to that?
See, I 100% agree what he has said. But he has said that it's the first important thing in the life of an individual or in the life of a nation is necessary that we must come out of the mental slavery. And mental slavery always sets in when, you start where you feel that anything which you have, that is not important, and anything which your master who was forced on you, he has the best of the things. And as it is said, that demoralized forces never win battle. The same is here. The individuals also, they can never perform, they can never give their best, they can never make it to the top unless they are not in the right mental state, positive mental state. And mind it, the positive mental state is not a pill that you simply swallow. A doctor prescribes and you swallow it. The small things of life, the small, very insignificant, the things which you think they are insignificant, they play a very important role in contributing in setting the right mindset. And like one of the things is right now, as I said, like right now here, the changing the name of Rajpath to Kartavya, like installing the statue of, Netaji, Subhash and Bose. For someone can simply say, hardly these are insignificant things. But tell those people who are crying at the top of their voice, they are insignificant things. My dear friends, these insignificant things, if there are number of insignificant things so-called, they make a very positive statement. And they make your mindset, they make the mindset of the nation. These small, so-called these, for me it's not a small thing. For me, it's something very decisive. So it is very necessarily, we should not stop only here by changing the name of only Rajpath to Kartavya, not only by installing this one statue here. There are 101 things more required, and I request the present government that they keep on doing this kind of things side by side from the other things also.
Right.
Because this is going to change our thinking. This is going to change our mindset of our nation. And mind it, once the mindset of a nation is changed, there's no one who can stop us from making it to the top.
True. The government has been working tirelessly to bring back stolen idols. There has been, of course, the Statue of Unity to celebrate the legacy of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Now, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in his military overalls with that salute, which is that iconic picture of his when he was taking the parade of the Azad Hind Fauj. That salute is what has been represented, not in civil clothes, but in the armed clothes. That shows the kind of commitment to duty. And that's where the path of Kartavya begins, Chandrachud Ghosh. What more than an apt way to start the path to duty, which leads towards not just the parliament and beyond into the Rashtrapati Bhavan?
Yes, Anand, very much so. And all those who are criticizing the name change. And I think those are the very people who were very fond of reciting this line, which came from the Western world. When you tell them that it was given by Kennedy, they have very happy repeat it, that ask not what the country can do for you, but ask what you can do for the country. So as long as it comes from Kennedy, they are very happy. But when it comes from Prime Minister Modi and is named Kartavya Path, they seem to have a problem, which speaks volumes about the mentality and the attitude. And putting Netaji there, that statue with that salute, it is so inspiring. And it is not only for us, Anand, as you very much realize, it is for the next subsequent generations, kids who will come flock to the India Gate, that area, look at the statue, and they will start asking questions. Who is this man?
Right.
Why have we not been taught about him? What did he do for us? So those asking those questions are very, very important, and they start dismantling a distorted narrative that has gone into this country, run in this country for the 7.5 decades.
Well, so resetting the narrative, shaking off the colonial aspects which continue to hog our culture and our cultural ethos, and of course, like observations that were made, that our history, our civilization is thousands of years old. So a few 100-year-old cultural imposition should not actually be the one that will guide our destiny. It is who we are, our roots, that should guide our destiny. Gentlemen, I'm going to request you to please stay on with us. I'm compelled to take a very, very short break. We also have a very, very important update coming in as far as the tensions along the line of actual control. Big development, but that after the break. Stay with us.